You're listening to Certify It, the podcast for advancing your career in care, powered by the Mason Center for Healthcare Education. Hear news, updates, and discussions from thought leaders in healthcare around advancing your career through continuing education.
Thank you for joining us today on Certify It, the podcast for advancing your career in care. Today, I'm excited because we have Daphne Cradle, who is our brand new since what, October? Yeah, it's just taking a hot minute to get you in the seat because you don't want to do this. Let's just be honest, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the fact that you're finally doing it and you have not been coerced in doing this at all. No. So you are our brand new instructor. So give me a little bit of background. What made you get into nursing? Why education? Just tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'll start for nursing. My grandma, she was bedbound when I was growing up, and she had many strokes. So I watched all my whole life, my mom taking care of her, and she'll show me stuff. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then the other drive for nursing, I always liked helping people. So I always find myself doing more for others. So I was like, nursing seems pretty good. First, it was nurse practitioner. Then I held back a little bit and just stayed for nursing.
So when you did your nursing education, how did you do that? Was it BSN? Is it ASN?
No.
Was it certificate? What was
Certificate.
that journey like in getting to fully
For nursing,
licensed or registered?
I went to TCAT, Knoxville, and it was a year, stressful, but it was fun.
Yeah, nursing is one of those interesting fields that you can get into it in so many different ways. It's not like a cookie cutter, you have to do this, and then you have to go here, and then you have to do that. There's so many different avenues to be able to get into it. And a lot of people don't understand or know there's some very affordable avenues to be able to get into it. Some that now, if you want to be in healthcare, you can actually start working at healthcare companies, and a lot of times they'll pay for you to go.
Yeah, that is true. There's a lot of programs, especially here.
Yeah, a lot of programs. So when a lot of people, when they go to nursing school, especially if they become registered nurses, they're looking at the ones that start out, it's usually, I want the trauma. I want to see the blood and I want to see the mangled body parts coming in the ER. Or I want the excitement of the ICU.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you chose education.
Yes.
Which is not something that a lot of nurses go for. So how did that happen? And was that what you always wanted to do? Or did it find you?
It found me. I never thought I'd be doing education.
When you graduated and you were fully a nurse, what area were you wanting to work in or that you thought you wanted to work in?
Pediatrics, a little bit of the ER. I did have something in mind, what nursing was going to be. And then when you get in the field, it's oh, which I'm still grateful for. It was a learning curve and experience, and I enjoyed it.
But see, that's the other thing I like about healthcare too, though, because my journey, I started as I went to nursing school. A lot of people don't know that. I went to nursing school and did everything but the clinicals. Mm-hmm. And then when I got to clinicals, it was day one of clinicals, and they were like, oh, you're going to touch this person and do this procedure. I was like, absolutely not. We're not going to do that. And I went to my guidance counselor and was like, what can I do in healthcare that doesn't require me to touch people? Yeah. Which is how I ended up in the human resources side and the administration side of it. So I don't think your story is that unusual in that this is what I thought this was going to be, but that's just not how we ended up. So from pediatrics to ER to the excitement of all of that to education. So what was the day or what was the thing that happened that made you think, I would like to teach this to other people?
A little bit of burnout in the facilities.
You are preaching to the choir about burnout.
A little bit of burnout. And then I was just at a path of, what should I do next? Where should I go? But before I wanted to go back to school, to get my RN, I just wanted to try everything in the field of LPN and see what I can do. And then luckily, I saw the opening for the position, which I had something completely else in mind of what it was going to be. So when I came for the interview, I was like, oh, education. And I never thought about it. I was nervous at first to accept. And then I just tried it because I just why not? am young.
Yeah. Well, and that makes you perfect for the job.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it, you were one of those people that you thought you knew what you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And all you needed was somebody to show you all these different pathways that are there that people don't understand that are there. So like here, from CNA to you teach certified medication aides,
Mm-hmm.
what does that pathway look like? Can I dip my toe into that nursing world without actually fully committing to a nursing program to see if I'm even going to enjoy it or like it? And then if I like that, then I can, we've got people that can help them advise people and our students on what that next step might look like. And not only the next step, but the most affordable way of taking that next step. And that's really what we need more of in healthcare is people that you're really a mentor and not just an educator.
Yes.
Because you're mentoring the student in this is what this can look like. This is what it looked like for me. And what I have found, and I don't know if this has been true for you, but most people I talk to in healthcare, none of us are doing what we thought we were going to be doing.
Yeah.
It's this twisted, windy road that we all take to get to what. But the other thing that I've also found in healthcare, especially in senior living, is the people that are doing what they're doing absolutely fall in love with what they're doing.
Yes.
So have you found that to be true about education now that you're here doing the education?
Yes. I do love what I'm doing.
So burnout is gone?
Yeah, burnout is gone.
Yay.
Definitely.
But even that, I mean, even the fact that you said you were burnout, I don't think since COVID that's unusual either.
Yeah. I was right in COVID. When I graduated, COVID just happened.
So you graduated in...
Right. I graduated right before COVID, but when I actually took the NCLEX and started working, it was COVID time.
Oh, so you came in the middle of the chaos. Yeah. Well, no wonder you were burnout.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give somebody that is burnout? If there's a CNA out there, if there's somebody that's doing a job in long-term care or in senior living, and they feel like they're burnout, I'm assuming your advice wouldn't be leave healthcare altogether because you didn't. So what would that advice be to someone that was in the shoes that you've been in?
You're listening to Certify It, the podcast for advancing your career in care. Brought to you by Propel Insurance. Find innovative insurance solutions in the toughest risk management environments. Over 500 senior care providers nationwide trust Propel to keep their business thriving. Find your momentum with Propel Insurance.
I just took a step back and make sure I really wanted to do nursing or be in the healthcare field per se. There was a lot of doubt in myself, but then I pushed through and I had a great support system. And I found I still wanted to help people. I still wanted to take care of people, just not the way I was doing it. So I just kept trying, and I was determined in myself to try every new possible thing in my field before I gave up completely on nursing.
See, and again, that's what makes you perfect for education, because you're going to be that person that helps people in your class that's like, I can't do this. I'm not sure I even want to do this. To be speaking into them and make them believe in themselves. A lot of times, people that believe in themselves have not always done that.
Mm-hmm.
We all can look back at somebody that helped us learn how to do that. And again, I think that's what's so great about what we try to accomplish here is it's not just about certifying nursing assistants or certifying medication aides or getting people certified in CPR. It's about teaching people how to be the best version of themselves so that they can go out and give that version to others and learn how to serve the people that we are entrusted to us, which is probably one of the most precious things that long-term care and senior living gets to do. It's not every day that somebody can say, somebody brought their loved one our company and we have the honor of taking care of them. Yeah. So what is your favorite thing about being an educator in healthcare?
I guess since I've been through nursing school, I like to give the students of some things I thought I needed. So more encouragement, of course, just breaking it down, making sure they fully understand the material so they can have it in their long-term memory.
So if I was thinking about being a student, what are the characteristics that someone needs to have to be successful as a student in a CNA class or a CMA class?
I would just say determination, discipline, and make sure you have a love or desire for it. Even if that's not 100%, I would, if it's still driving you, of course, try and just give it all you got, and you'll be fine.
So what are some techniques that you use when you are looking at students and they have this look on their face of, you can tell they're just not getting it. They're just not getting this material.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm talking a lot or lecturing, so like, okay, do you need to see it? And I like to find videos to help them break it down, or I let them explain it to me, or if it's something they can write it out on the board, I'll be like, go to the board and I can see where you're going wrong, or I can see how they're thinking, and usually that helps them comprehend it better.
So what I'm hearing is, no matter whether I'm a visual learner or a learner who does better just by listening, there's going to be something for every type of learner in a class that they would take that you're going to be the instructor in.
Yes.
To make sure that they do understand the material and are able to.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite part of the class that you teach? Is it the clinical? Is it the didactic, the book work?
My favorite part, I would say clinicals, because they took all that knowledge. We've been in the classroom for 3 weeks and doing skills. And then when they go to clinical, they're like, oh, it connects, or this makes so much sense now. So I like hearing that, and they love it. They love clinicals. So
can you tell our listeners out there that may be thinking about coming to be a certified medication aide what a typical day would look like, or how they would need to, how much study time would be involved outside of class? You need to study every night because the program is really fast. Hopefully we get a week added to the program. But I would just make sure you etch out that time for studying. And if you put in the work, study. I do everything I can. I tell them, you can ask me questions, email me. You'll be fine for the class, honestly. You just have to make study time. And lots of things like the time of the class and how long the class is, we don't even get to dictate that here ourselves. We wish we could, because we would have probably already added that extra week. But the state of Tennessee actually regulates how long you can be in class. And they're the ones that have said, you've got to get this done in 4 weeks and no less than 4 weeks. We tried to make it 5 when we got it, when we built it. And they were like, nope, you got to shorten that. And I think it was Brandy, the director here at the Mason Center, that was like, they want us to teach everybody's system in pharmacology in 3 weeks. So you said clinical was one of the favorite parts that students have. So what does a typical clinical day look like? Typical clinical day, we'll meet in the beginning in the building. I give everyone their assignments. Or first I like to give them a tour, at least tell them where they're going. So just meeting everyone at first, and then we'll meet the charge nurse of the day and get our assignments, and then I'll introduce them to their nurse, and they're following the nurse for about 4 hours? 4 to 5 hours, I believe. And they're doing their med pass. They're watching the nurse doing the med pass. The first day they're just observing, and then once they gain confidence and see how everything works, they'll hop in joyfully. And one thing different about the clinical for the certified medication aide is that it is one-on-one clinicals. You are one-on-one with a nurse. It's not like you're in a group of people with one nurse directing the whole group, which also makes it very interesting, and why a lot of people don't do the class, because they don't have the capacity to be able to do that. So you coordinate the clinical, but then there's an individual nurse with each student. Yes, a nurse will always be with the student, and normally the nurses love them by the end of the week. And which also means that you get a lot more one-on-one time for instruction, and it makes it a lot more individualized. Now, you just said something that by the end of the week, the nurse really likes. They love them, and they don't want them to leave. And they want their own medication aide to work with them. So why do you think that is, as a nurse yourself? As a nurse, they probably just see the benefit of it, like tackling their med pass. Of course, they're students, so they can't be off on their own, but just even having that extra person to hold the meds or come in there, or maybe they can catch something they didn't see themselves, is always helpful. And it always helps for a smoother day, especially when you have about 20 plus patients for a shift. Okay. So is there anything that you would like to share to any prospective students out there that are watching this and trying to decide whether they want to be a certified medication aide or not?
Try it, join, and you're going to surprise yourself. You're going to love it.
Okay. Well, thank you, Daphne, for coming on the podcast today. You made it through.
I made it through, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. You've been listening to Certify It, the podcast for advancing your career in care. Until next time.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Certify It by the Mason Center for Healthcare Education. Get connected with us on social media and at themasoncenterknox.com. If you haven't yet, subscribe to this podcast on YouTube and anywhere you get your podcasts. And if you're interested in sponsorship or donations to help further our cause of providing affordable, flexible healthcare certification programs for individuals seeking career mobility in skilled nursing, senior living, and long-term care fields, visit themasoncenterknox.com.